Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
That's ahoy, matey.
Love.
Do-do-do-do.
Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gaze.
Let's love.
So, Muhammad,
Yes.
I was afraid that you weren't going to like us anymore.
Yes, that's right.
Is that true?
Yes.
Do you?
No, I don't like you at all.
What? What?
I felt judged, and everyone laughed at me, and I find you all apostates. But it's okay, because I say it in a voice like this that makes you, and I'm smiling.
I'm so
it
confused.
kind of seems like I'm joking.
Yeah, I don't know if you're serious or you're going to hurt me.
I could wish all of you to burn in eternal lake of fire, and I smile and see in his voice, so you don't think it is.
Your eyes are pretty.
Yeah.
That's even when he said it, I was like, his eyes are so pretty.
Yeah, that's right. I don't like you.
And the other truly see you next Tuesday thing he said earlier, I just have to say it.
Yo, this is reality gaze.
Hello.
We're jumping right in to this
when
episode.
he said, she's like, I just need you to be more open.
I'm open that I don't like them.
He is. Y'all, this
It's so shady and bitchy, but I love it.
90 Day Fiance, Season 9, Episode 14, Part 2 for us.
Temperature check.
Temperature check.
Is it oral or rectal?
It's always rectal for Poodle. And for Maddie.
Whoop. Ooh, I'm running a little hot.
Well,
I'm
it's
running
always
little
a bit 5 degrees cooler down in the butthole region for me. Runs hot. Yeah, like you said.
It's like Santa Monica.
Well, 101.
It's a little cooler.
That sounds good, Donnie. Now stick it in. Thanks, Donnie.
Y'all, this is our last episode we're doing before we go on vacation.
Vacation.
And I'm drinking already because it's vacation for me.
Yeah. Don't refill it intermission because you're going to get rough for Act 2.
So what is vacation?
That's fine, but you want to have sex later because you got to get bagged before you drive out to the country. Because if you think you're going to find any men that are going to fuck you out,
Ooh,
in that
I'm a little
cabin,
worried.
Going to be some deliverance shit.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I might have to go to Reno and convince somebody.
Or maybe when you're driving. Oh, no, you're flying.
I'm flying.
Yeah, so you got to get dick down tonight before you leave.
Yeah, you're right. Ain't no one's going to want to drive out all the way.
So you can't get too drunk because then you can't perform your signature moves. You'll just
That's
pass
true.
out. Wow, I was just able to convince you to stay coherent for
I
our
can't
show.
do my back handspring and
You won't be able to do it.
land on a dick.
No. No. As you
It's
call
talent.
Yeah, he calls it his Nadia coma dick.
And they play Nadia's theme. Otherwise known as the Young and the Restless theme.
Yeah. 10.
Nadia
10.
coma deech. Coma dick.
I don't know why that theme is so sad when she really achieved so much.
It is very Russian. In
Lives in
style.
Oklahoma now in Norman with Bart Connor.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Are
they-
they together?
Yes. I don't think
I think it's Bart Connors.
Connors, you're right.
Yeah.
Because I think he originally maybe is from Oklahoma, but they live in Norman. They have their coach like gymnastics or
Why does
world champion now.
everything have an Oklahoma connection?
Because everything does. All roads.
I think that just there's something.
I wonder if they're still together though.
There's
I don't
something
know.
about Oklahoma that makes you all want to relate it to everything.
I really don't want
Is
to.
it because there's
but
just
I have to say
nothing
it's like,
there?
It's like popping a pimple. If I see a pimple, I'm gonna pop it.
I don't think those two really go together. Y'all, this is our
So, yeah,
last. Our
we're on
last
vacation.
Before we are on vacation, you're hearing this now. We're on vacation.
We already talked about in part one.
I'm out in the wilderness somewhere, trying to like recover my chi somewhere.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be in Monterey living my
Basic bitch,
little
white
lies
woman life.
moment, taking
Yeah.
a lot of pictures that I'm not going to post on Instagram and wearing a boho chic hat.
Probably.
That's what I'm doing. I'm living my Laura Dern moment.
You're going to rich white lady
because
land.
I feel like Laura Dern from Big Little Lies.
I'm going full
I'm
wilderness.
having that breakdown, and I'm finally getting what I want.
I need quiet. I need a writing reset. I need a creative reset for myself.
Sure, I need to go to antique shops and talk to older women.
There you go.
That's what I want. I even told myself on the way here, you might come back with a lot of ideas for us. I'm not even thinking about that. I've told myself, if you start to think about the podcast.
No, I'm not
gonna
thinking
say
about
nope.
the podcast. I'm thinking about my own. The only time creativity happens for me is when my brain isn't crowded with other ideas.
Agreed.
And I guarantee you, I will have ideas for the podcast, but
I
will
will.
probably
I don't
jot
want
them
to.
down. But you don't have to act on them.
No, I'm not.
You can let them kind of grow and fester or whatever you want to do.
I am bringing my journal very artist way, so I can journal a bit. I enjoy doing that to help quiet my mind.
That's
yeah.
good.
So anyway, y'all, we'll be back in a week, and we'll do the. I already know because we're just say this now. We're not covering next week's 90 Day Fiancé. I guarantee you it's probably going to be the most
amazing. I
explosive,
know.
amazing episode. So, y'all, if you want a whole recap of that, we highly recommend Kim and Kyle, 90 Day Cray Cray.
Yeah.
We haven't done a collab with them yet, but there's 420.
Pink Shade does it.
Pink Shade. I was just about to say
420
Pink Eric-
Fiance,
Eric-
90 Day Couple.
Not Married to Reality. They
Married
do
to
90
Reality does
so,
it.
there's all of our friends that we are happy to refer you to
Yeah,
for the week.
please.
We're just
You
going to
have
do
you
We
have
Missed
so many. You have a plethora of options.
Plethora. You're
besides
going
us.
to get Below Deck. So,
and Badoo. You're going to
and-
get Below Deck Man and Badoo.
and
Below Deck Down
Badoo,
Under.
And yeah, so you're gonna get, and we will come back and do 90 Day UK, and we will come back and cover Lip. Because if you think we're gonna skip an episode of those two gay men and Gabby and Abby and whatever Frankie, we're not missing that, y'all. We're gonna cover every second of that.
Next week, Gabby actually goes back home to the underwater city of Atlantis.
Exactly.
And I was mistaken when I was talking about Like Water for Chocolate. Someone reminded me it's not her aunt or her grandmother. It was her mother who died, and her mother, the ghost of her mother, kept haunting her.
Okay.
So
which
I
is
got
probably
that.
what's gonna happen to you. Which is why you're
Every
able to
time I
recall.
climax, my mother's ghost will go, "Jaybird, what are you doing?"
Jaybird. Calm down, Jaybird. That's a little much.
All right, Meryl Streep, calm it down.
We got it. Y'all making one of those porno films.
Every time I climax, my mother appears and tells me to tone it down.
Tone down. And actually, and she was going to turn to the other guy and say, "I'm so sorry. I didn't raise him that way. I know he read my book, and they didn't do that in my book." That's what she's going to say.
I don't like to talk about my mother's ghost visiting, but that's funny.
That's funny. Okay, we're going to jump into Eva Muhammad. I'm going to well, I think you should save it for the top of Act 2.
Okay, good idea.
After the commercial.
I have something
Poodle,
just as a
yeah.
teser.
I'm going to let him talk about Leah
You guys
Michelle
have been coming at me and sending me
Beanie-
articles about
Beanie-
Beanie Feldstein,
Feldstein.
Beanie Feldstein, Leah Michelle, and Funny Girl. I have opinions, of course.
I'm going to let him. I actually probably will just let you talk, and I'll go to the bathroom. I don't even need to be here for it. I don't care. I might go get a Dr. Pepper.
I'll just say this. This was inevitable.
Save it.
All this was inevitable.
Save it. So that's going to be at the top of the commercial, after the commercial.
Yeah.
Fact, just because I thought it'd be a good way to.
I like that. I'm about it.
All right, y'all. Even more, and also I really kind of want to get to this. 43 days to wed, y'all. Think about it. Think about it. Think about where everybody else is. Again,
Everyone
in your
else
relationship.
is everyone else is closer, at least
Speeding.
30.
Ari and Bini are literally on like a Japanese comet train or what are those super trains?
Yeah.
Going, woo!
Kara and Guillermo are getting married tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they are there. Even Muhammad, do you think he could still go home? I think so.
Yes.
If two, I will be gobsmacked if we have two couples from 90 Day Fiancé that go home. They almost always get married.
I like entertaining this train of thought, but I still kind of think there's part of me that still goes, "What are you talking about? They're all going to get married." But I'd still, if I had my druthers, excuse me, I still think Thais and Patrick are the longest shot.
Yeah,
mostly because of she doesn't
want to be in America.
She's not a green card thirst magnet like Muhammad is.
Muhammad is
Yeah.
and do we think Muhammad even really loves Eve?
No,
I don't even think, as we're talking about this, like
he's convinced himself.
I don't think, honest, but kind of what you said. I don't think Muhammad really loves. Maybe I don't think that got
Twinks.
programmed in the robot function for him.
He loves twinks.
Yeah, because he gay.
He gay.
So it's the next morning
Yeah.
after the big fight. Muhammad said, I was really mad and upset last night. And
Eve's like, it hurt my feelings. He doesn't care about it. He doesn't care how much the wedding means to me.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get, even though she is 48 years old and still wanting her dream 20-year-old wedding.
It does. I don't want to make fun of her for it, but it just seems absurd. And I just want to tell them, I said this at the live shows, have your you could have done this and not told anyone, you could have told the show.
They could have pulled a Molly and Luis.
Yeah, or they could have been married like Jibri and Fiona, obviously.
Although
probably are.
I bet Muhammad is programmed for robot function. He can't lie.
True. Oh, that may be true.
He would have, yeah.
But they could have done it, or just, y'all, you can write away for marriage papers. And it seems like this is all a thing for her, that she only wants her Cinderella fantasy. And for him, all he wants is that green card.
All he wants.
And it just seems like...
It doesn't seem like he gives a shit about her.
No.
And that's what she's sensing.
Yeah.
That's what she's not saying underneath.
And
she's too scared to admit
dumbass.
that. She's dumb, but also I think she's too scared to admit the reality of, like, does he not even care? Because she says, he doesn't care about the wedding. Insert, he doesn't care about me.
Did you hear her say, I hope this isn't a pattern? And I went, ah! And I just screamed another one of my prehistoric bird emu cries. Ah! No, that's a peacock cry. Ah!
That's true.
Ah! Help! Help!
So,
I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
and so Eve says, or she says, like, I didn't move the wedding on purpose. And he said, I just think we could do it early, and then we're not stressed. And then I can see my mother.
I need to breastfeed.
Because he needs to see mother.
I need to see my mother. Everything she is, I am too.
So meanwhile, cut to Tatiana's coming to get acupuncture or cupping or whatever. Someone posted in Cisco, they're like, wait a minute, she's a doctor? And like, yeah, you have to, like, the acupuncturist we go to, he went to school and you become a doctor. It's a different type, obviously. But
I want to make one thing clear.
It's a lot of study to do.
I would not want my my acupuncturist.
Your neighbor's vacuuming now.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I just heard the vacuum.
This is a Sunday. She usually doesn't do that.
I just heard the vacuum.
We might have to pause it then because it's too loud. When she
no,
vacuums.
but Christina says that we don't hear it on the tape.
So, but anyway, she is just talking girl talk while she's doing this treatment, and I would not want that.
I don't think she's here for that.
I agree. They're just and like, I will also say, for her cupping right here, which is a really thin amount of skin, I was surprised at how long she left those cups on.
I've never had cupping on my chest.
I haven't either, but she left them on for a very long time.
Well, mine leaves them on. He leaves them on on my arm. He'll put them on and then go out of the room.
But how long?
Oh wait, yeah, he doesn't leave them on the whole
No.
time. He leaves them on maybe like 5 minutes.
This felt like it was even longer than that.
Maybe some people do though. He said though, Antonio, that's our acupuncturist.
That's true. Maybe it is longer sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know for my back, I can't have them on that long because I can't have my gentleman callers seeing cupping scars. I don't mind having cupping things on my back, but they can't be too purple.
Have you told him that for your tricks? I mean, our
No.
acupuncturist is a gay man who would probably understand.
No, I'm fine with it, but it just shouldn't look too damaged
You don't want to bruise. Oh, okay. Well,
because I'd bruise easily.
okay. You do. You do.
Look, y'all.
So Tatiana's like, what's going on at the wedding? She's like, well, he got really upset and I got kind of hurt, because, things weren't getting accomplished. And then he freaked out. And then he said that he could get another sponsor.
She's like,
and
what? That's so rude.
I love that Eve is doing this, kind of like doing a pressure point on Tatiana's neck. And Tatiana totally goes, slaps her and then is like, wait, bitch, what?
It's just
What?
everything she was doing with her treatment is gone.
It was totally that thing with the dog of Pam. We have tickets to the Beyonce concert, and the dog. If you haven't seen that meme,
It's really funny.
I watch that meme when I just need to laugh my ass off. It's one of my favorites.
We have tickets to the Beyonce concert.
And the dog turns around.
So, she says, also, I don't know, do you think he wants to see us again? And I went, yes, I do. I don't care if he does.
But no, he does not.
Now, question.
Yeah, that. Oh, I thought you were vomiting.
I was
in
having
your
a stroke.
mouth. Okay, yeah.
This is absolute fuckery.
Oh,
this
yes.
is absolute fuckery getting him around these women again. This is show oriented. It has to be. There's no need. We would need to have him hang out with her friends again.
There is. So I think I do have a theory why it could not be show oriented. And the reason I think is, first of all, Eve talks about this is her family of choice, that she's not close with her family.
Yeah.
So she talks about that these people all really mean a lot to her. And Eve's pattern is to self-sabotage herself.
That might be
true.
true.
So I can see Eve feels like, wait, no, you need to love my friends, because she does with Mohammed. She wants him to just blindly accept her because it's this. It all goes back to she wants him to love her because she feels unlovable.
Right.
But she does this with her faith. She does this with her friends. She did this with her son,
Theron. Not Thanos. Theron.
Which I kind of enjoyed. She does, think about it. She does this with everything to set him up. If he doesn't love this, then how can I love him? It's her pattern of self-sabotage.
Yep. And she also says, I don't really have a relationship with my family. My friends are my family.
So I think she's just setting him up. But
and then at one
my
point,
nose
Tatiana
itches.
says, who does he hate the most? And I went...
She said, tell me. I know it's me. And
this is why I'm just going to say...
I'm not going to say anything.
This is what I'm going to say. These friends don't want her... Besides the fact they know he's not right for her. They're meddlers, y'all. But besides that, they don't want Eve to be with someone because she's the friend they all talk about when she's not there. She's the sad sack.
They're like, and not in a bad way, but they just they sit down and they go, oh, Rhonda, what are we going to do about Eve?
I would say that is a bad way because it is.
I know,
but
they don't.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I should have said they don't think it's a bad way.
It is making... Y'all, Eve makes them feel better about themselves.
But think about, who does Aunt Jane and Mother Poodle talk about?
They
sit there and she goes, oh,
that's true.
Mother Poodle, have you heard about what's her name?
They do. Who do they have?
Aunt Peggy and Darla used to do it when they talk.
They
don't talk now.
Who do they have? That is a woman.
Is it another member of the family?
Yes. No, or it's a. It is my Aunt Jane's sister-in-law. you ought to see what and my Aunt Jane says, I don't know what's going to, that's my Aunt Jane's voice. I don't know what's going to happen to Rita. I don't know what she's going to do.
Do you think?
You know what her husband did to her the other week?
What? What'd she do?
I'm going to tell you this, Mother Poodle. I can't believe this. This don't go any farther.
I won't say a word.
Cut to Jay Bird, you will not believe
mother always calls her gay son
what Rita did to Jane.
My mother always calls me about the knitting group gossip.
Yeah, y'all, it is.
Would Aunt Jane ever come to a show?
She might. We're having problems with her son, my first cousin, and him being a complete Trump-tard. So yeah, we're having problems there.
So you're not close with her son?
Not anymore.
Okay, yeah, that's happened in families.
Yeah.
So Aunt Jane might not come?
No.
Would she get freaked out by the gay stuff?
No, not really. She and I have a good relationship.
Oh, that's good.
We have to kind of stay away from a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
Just because. Yeah.
I get that. I had that with some family members, too,
Yep.
so yeah.
Yep. But not Mother Poodle and Aunt Jane.
Poor, that sister-in-law, Rita, is a dumb bitch to them.
They do talk about her all the time. And I think she just beat cancer last year.
She just beat it. Y'all. That reminds me, though, too, because I believe in prayer. I believe in love. I believe in energy. Send it to my Aunt Peggy and her daughter. I call her Sissy, but her daughter Kelly. Aunt Peggy is... This
is not the crazy daughter.
No, Aunt Peggy's having Lolo's her other daughter.
Oh.
But Aunt Peggy's having a rough time with this chemo. It's knocking her ass out. And she got COVID because everybody's getting COVID again now. So if you could just extend that out to my Aunt Peggy, I would appreciate it.
Send energy, prayers.
I sent that video from our live show in Dallas. Yes, I sent it. If you're a witch, cast a spell, please. I won't tell Aunt Peggy that.
No, because she'll think you're going to Satan's tomb.
Oh, she'll be like, I can't. Well, I'm going to die now, Matthew. That's what she'll say. But anyway, I sent that video, and she said, that is so sweet that they sent that video in Dallas. I would have been there to talk to all of them.
She would have.
She would have waited in the VIP line like my mother.
She would have talked to everybody.
Every single one of them and told them stories about me as a kid and all that. Anyway.
Yeah, your mother was the mayor of reality gays.
It's true. But
she was just talking to everybody.
But you are right. Rhonda or what it taught, they all sit down and go, did you hear what Eve did
I'm telling you.
You are
that's
so
why
right.
they don't want her to get married.
But here's the deal. Even though they went about it the completely wrong judgment, like I like to call them, she calls them the squad. I call them the harpies because I feel like that's really what they are, just harpies. They're kind of right about Muhammad.
They are.
He is stoic. And we see in this episode, and so judgmental of Eve. If he talked the way Bilal in a normal voice, we would hate this guy.
100%. I totally agree with you. But because he's that Coke bottle whisper across a grave, otherworldly, coming from beyond the veil voice.
I can't wait to talk to his mother next week. Because what if he talks to his mother and she goes, hello, son.
Hello, son.
But because I'm like, no one speaks this way and it's not learned.
No.
Unless there's something like
That's my voice for Mama Moneybags. Hello, son. But then when she goes, that's when her nice voice.
Yes.
When Osuelu's mom, she goes, hello, son. And then when she goes, give me the money. That's all that I want.
That's all that I want. But no, but I want to say, people though.
I want money.
People usually speak somewhat like their family.
No, it's true.
Unless
I think he is the only boy in the family. So,
but
maybe
unless you're like us and we came out as like flaming homosexuals,
mincing, lisping.
Although we did talk like our
prattling
queens,
queens,
but we took on these effeminate qualities with her. So I want to know, where does Muhammad get this?
If you saw a home video footage of me at age 8 talking about something, explaining a story, you would say, who's that aspiring drag queen?
Same.
You would say, that's why the idea of me as a child passing is laughable.
Oh, yes.
I kind of could do it, but actually, when I got to age 10, I realized, I can't do this, and I have to really shut down. But before that, people were like, I was like, Generation Drag, that looks familiar.
Yeah, but even when I got older, I tried to clamp it down, but I couldn't.
Yeah, it was hard to pass. Yeah.
It was hard. So I don't know. I'm fascinated to meet his mother. She looked like she's just staring over there. She kind of looked like, and I'm not talking about her size. I really didn't notice her size, but it reminded me of like she was her sitting there and she had that littler person by her, and it looked like kind of Jabba the Hutt just looking at Tila, just pissed off while that little thing chained up beside her.
Tila, no,
or not
Leia.
Tila. I just combined my
You
things.
did.
Leia's chained up beside, like, what do you want?
What
What? I'm not talking about her weight. I'm just talking her face was just kind of like, you know how Jabba the Hutt always looks like he has throw up in his mouth?
We need to move on.
That's how it looked. Sorry, y'all. I've been watching Obi-Wan, so it's all in my brain.
I need to download that.
It's good. I like it. I started episode, but now I'm finished up Miss Marvel, which I love.
People
It's joyous.
People really like that.
It's joyous. It's just so fun and joyous.
They said that it took a long time to get into it, though.
Most
people have
I'm
said
on
that.
episode 4 now, and like it was just, but it's just such a joyous way and celebrating
adolescence. I think it's the first an Indian American.
The family's Pakistani.
Pakistani, yeah.
But I love that it brings you. It reminds me of kind of what Luke Cage did, in that I know that's very different because you're thinking where you. But
I didn't make it 4 episodes.
But what
with
I
that
loved
show.
about Luke Cage is that the show was just, even though it was U.S. and New York, it said we're going to really talk about black culture in this show, and this show really talks about like Pakistani American culture, and it doesn't try to like those shows didn't try to educate or teach us. They just said this is our life. And it's never this moment of, let's have a character come in that we have to explain what we're doing so all the white American people can get it. It's not that at all. It's so good. It's so good.
Can we stop shouting?
So good.
So, y'all,
I want a Three Musketeers.
I'm riding my bicycle to meet Eve.
Muhammad, you didn't get lost this time.
What do you mean? I
You
never
normally-
get lost, you bitch.
I told you to stop using Waze in your programming because something's wrong with it. I'm glad you're using a
and
Google
y'all,
map.
she's like, so, Muhammad, I want to do a fire ceremony. And in confessional, she's like, I've always been so open for everything dealing with Muhammad's religion. Not true.
Let's walk that back.
Let's put a pin in that.
We're going to walk that back later.
She did go to a mosque. What else has she done? Now, you know what? She has tried to make her
She got rid of some of her
wardrobe.
clothes.
But what have we seen her? It seems like when he talks about elements of Islam, she seems confused.
Very confused, and as if she has heard it for the first time.
Yes.
Again, y'all, didn't think she called Aunt Bing. Don't think she did a search.
Or Uncle Google.
Or Uncle Google. No.
Well, I think,
Not even Cousin Opera.
and I think, and y'all, Cousin Opera always needs an update. I also need to say that if you ever download Opera, you will be given so much spam.
You would.
I don't know what's going on. But I also need to say, neither has he really asked anything about her religion or and the thing is, she has a spirituality which is fluid and does seem to integrate things from an indigenous religious perspective and her own spirituality.
It's very not hodgepodge, but what's the word?
I don't.
Of,
it is additive, and it is something that she believes in. Now, if he really cared about her and wanted to learn, he would do more than tolerate. He would let her explain it. He's not interested in that.
No, he even, And even before he said, I'm not going to allow someone to interrogate me, which I'm glad.
Yeah.
But they get this. I did laugh because I went, oh, Eve must be doing some type of ceremony because she put a cute boho chic braid in her hair.
Yeah, this is when I feel like it feels a little bit like it's just for Instagram.
You want to believe that she takes it seriously, but it feels very performative.
And the fact that her friend Rochelle is there, and they're all adding to it, and she's brought intention papers, and it feels like we are adding. And do whatever makes you feel right.
It feels.
But also
Instagrammable.
But
Yeah, that's a good word
also, do whatever makes you feel right. But when someone says, "What is the basis of this?" Don't get upset about it. Because it does seem like it's okay for someone to question your religion.
And it's not that's the thing that is weird on both of their part. It's not like she ever sits down and says, so why do women need to cover their head when they go into a mosque or go into mosque, right? Yeah. Why do women cover their head? Or why do
why do I need to cover up?
It's the lack of curiosity on both of their part, because Muhammad doesn't ask, why do you blow on the stick?
No.
What are you blowing and put it into the fire? And neither of them is explaining it to it's this.
They're both self-involved. They don't give a shit.
I both watched this and I went, oh, you're both kind of perfect for each other. And this is actually where I think, even more so, I think they will get married, because she again just wants her Aladdin trophy boy prince, and he just wants the fucking green card. And they don't care. And then
it's convenient.
And then he's going to divorce her
real
when
quick.
He's done with
this.
As soon as he can. As soon as he can be on his own, he will fucking leave her ass.
We haven't seen someone this transactional since Luis, you guys.
Yes.
I really believe that.
I agree with that.
And
at least from we've seen. We haven't seen 90 Day Fiancé.
We haven't seen 6. 6 is the only one we haven't seen yet. We kind of started with 7. But 6 is the one we haven't seen. We haven't seen a lot of the Happily Ever Afters yet.
Yeah.
But I think but 6 is the only OG we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Y'all, our class lists of season 5, I am so proud of our class lists that we've done.
It's been really fun.
I loved this season.
We just did season 5. We're finishing up now. It's on the $5 tier. I have to say, it's very much, not to sell it, but it's kind of worth the $5 because it's just joyous to do.
Season 5 also was
season.
bonkers, and it was still before we had a lot of influencers. Because I'm telling you now, even Eve wants to be an influencer, y'all.
100%.
It's Shaeeda, Eve, definitely Thais.
The most influencer season we've ever had.
I definitely agree with you. I think Emily wants to be an influencer. Yes. Kara, for sure.
Kara should be an influencer. She's good at it.
Kara is good at it.
Yeah.
But almost at least one person in each of these couples wants to be an influencer. And I think that's where we live now.
Yeah.
So
I think it's just normal. And so, but
don't love it, but oh well.
Y'all, this season's so good. It's on the $5 tier. Again, we should mention this more because people forget. If you do the $8 tier, that gets you Plattsville, which is really good, and also gets you...
And it gets you Love After Lockup, which comes back
the
week after we get back from vacation.
Yeah, and the $8 tier also gives you this show for free or without commercials.
Yes.
So that's where you can listen without commercials. So
I think we have one of the best Patreons out there.
I'm proud of it.
Heavily updated.
We do a lot for it.
It's
probably a lot more than other people.
Well, I think it comes to the point we're Southern, and I think both of us think we need to make sure people get their money's worth to our detriment.
To our detriment, yeah.
But both of us have that. We're like, we need to give them this because we don't think this is blah, blah, and
yeah,
it's just us.
But anyway, y'all, highly worth it. If you haven't, even if you don't listen to us, if you want a good binge, watch season 5 of 90 Day Fiancé.
Wow.
Such a good season.
I mean, I would. You can skip around to different seasons, but season
4 was great too.
If you've never seen an earlier season, like you just started this one or you started season 7, go back to the originals. You can do I would do maybe 5, 3, 2, 4.
I like season 4 more than 2.
Oh, maybe you're right.
But because 4 was our first Danielle Muhammad, wasn't it?
No, 2 was our first Danielle Muhammad.
It was?
Yeah. I think so. No, maybe 3 was Danielle Muhammad.
It wasn't? Because 2 I liked. 2 was like 1
Brett
was
and
Russ
Daya.
and Powell.
Brett and Daya was...
right. Russ and Powell were on season 1, right?
I hated season 1, but you liked it enough.
It was fine. It was just very real.
Yeah.
It was fine. It's only like 6
and Alan
episodes.
I will never get over.
Oh,
Jesus.
Anyway.
Yeah, a quick Google of Alan and Kiryam, y'all, will make you
we don't have
puke
time
up
for
your
this.
lunch.
We don't have time. Vacation, you got to get
Yeah,
fucked.
you're right.
All right. So they do the ceremony.
They're cleansing her stones.
And
He says, if you
wish something, why not ask God?
Why not ask God? But okay, I understand. But then he follows it up with and says, "That goes against my beliefs." And I went, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Because just because someone has another faith that doesn't align or isn't the same as your belief doesn't mean it goes against your belief.
I would be interested to hear what about it does. I think it may have to do with something about how you pray and for Muslims especially, the way you talk about God is very specific. And so it may have something to do with that. And a lot of times there isn't a lot of wiggle room in how you, in some concepts of Islam. So, that may be an issue.
Yeah, it might be. And if you look at that, I'm not defending her because I don't think she has. But I get why Eve feels like she's been more open than he is. Because Eve is more of, she has never said...
But her religion and her spirituality is very fluid. His version of Islam is not. And so I think she thought, well, I'll accept what he does as long as I don't have to be involved. And he'll accept what I do as long as he... No, he's not going to accept what you do, honey. No.
And he's going to shame you for it and tell you it's wrong.
It is a false equivalency.
Yes.
What she is saying that I've been open to him and I want him to be open to me. It is a false equivalency because
that's what I'm expecting. She expects the same treatment.
Your two religions could not be more different in their approach to belief.
And I do think that she thinks, well, I can walk into the mosque and wear a tank top and have my hair down because I'm not Muslim, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
yeah, it does.
It's casual worship, and I will say Islam is one of these faiths that it's harder to be a casual worshiper.
Yeah.
You have everyone, you guys, for every religion, you have to decide how much of it you want to accept. How much of it you want to say, that doesn't matter to me as much, you know. But
why I could never be Assembly of God. God, they go to church so much.
They go to church
Wednesday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night. Oh, when do you have fun? Sometimes on Friday night. I'm like,
no, you go to the lock-in on Friday.
I was so happy to be a Catholic. We went on Saturday night to 5:30 Mass for an hour, and that was it.
And it was like an hour on the dot.
On the dot. We were out eating Mazzio's pizza by 6:15.
And the priest told you everything you needed to do. You never learned a thing about the Bible.
It was great.
It is. Protestantism and Catholicism are so different in their approach to. That's why Protestantism is such a much more goes along with the fundamentals of being an American in so many ways, and Catholicism does to an extent, but it's so much an older European model of thought of letting the state or the Vatican take care of it.
Yeah.
And in America, would say, "No, I'm going to do my own thing." I think that's all I have. It's basically them finding. They're like, feel the full moon energy. And
yeah, I mean, we already did the scene where Tatiana's like, "So I was worried you didn't like us," and he basically says,
"That's right.
He's
I
like,
don't
yeah.
like you.
I will say,
I don't even pray for you."
What the women should have done. They have never apologized to him.
That's true.
They should have apologized to him.
Let's be honest. They were trying to humiliate him.
And let's be honest.
Talking about watching porn.
Let's be honest. Eve didn't ask her friends to give him another chance at all.
Nope.
When she was with Tatiana, she said, "I'd like for y'all to meet again." Whereas Muhammad, she's saying, "Give them a chance. I'd like for you to do that."
And that's why I want to say, I think...
She's so defensive. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, I think the producers of 90 Day Fiancé are geniuses because in almost every couple, it is very easy to find, well, that person is the enemy, that person is the villain, and we're going to only go for that person. But then if you think about it a little bit, it's kind of easy to think, but that person has been put upon as well. So you can see it, you can both sides it quite easily. We haven't had complete villains until we go back all the way to like Mark and Nikki. Because even Bilal and Shaeeda, you have to see Shaeeda gives as good as she gets sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and so...
And as I said on the live show, at this point, Shaeeda knows who she's marrying.
She totally does.
She knows who she's marrying.
She knows who she's marrying.
This is not a woman who is at the mercy of a man.
She is not a complete victim.
No, I agree.
Agreed.
All right.
We should take a commercial.
We're going to take a commercial, and we'll be back.
And I'm going to get a refill.
Poodle's short rant.
Now it's time to talk about Funny Girl.
I wasn't even sitting on the couch anymore. That's why it doesn't matter.
It's time to talk about, y'all, it's time for Poodle's Broadway Corner. Pull up a chair.
You get 4 minutes.
I have it may go past that. So I've gotten lots of DMs about my opinion about this. You guys sending me articles, sending me juicy articles. I've been sent either a lot of the same articles by my friends too, but I'm of course talking about the Funny Girl debacle or on Broadway. And number one, if you don't know anything about Broadway or don't really give a shit, I
raised my hand.
How dare you? That's not true. You like Broadway.
I like Broadway, but I don't really care what well, I guess I do care some.
Or if you don't like drama.
I only care because you work in it.
This is drama, though.
This is drama.
Juicy fucking drama. This is the juiciest fucking drama Broadway's had in a while.
True.
This is as juicy as when Bette Midler demanded 2 days off from Hello Dolly. It's like the juiciest thing.
I do like it when Patti LuPone yells at people.
True, but that's just expected. That's Patti LuPone. Don't take my 4 minutes! So, if you remember, like last year sometime, Beanie Feldstein was cast. Beanie Feldstein of Booksmart and Lady Bird. Booksmart was her kind of lead role. She has a lead in one movie. She's been
her brother is
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
Somewhat famous Hollywood actor.
Little.
Who's also one of the producers on
the musical.
And also her father is an investor. Nepotism. So there's that going for it. There's a Ben Platt-ish kind of thing going for it. Mm-hmm. So that was announced. And I find Beanie Feldstein funny. I think she's a fresh comic viewpoint. I think she's interesting. Mm-hmm. If you were out there and you heard she was starring in Funny Girl, you're like, well, what does she sound like? And you Googled as soon as I did, and like, oh, that. And you went, uh-oh, this is going to be a disaster.
Because she can't sing.
It's not that she can't sing. The voice is passable. And I say that in a way that if she was cast in a new musical where she was to be funny and ironic and where the power in her voice did not matter. Instead of like a Barbra Streisand, Barbra Streisand, by the way, was the lead in Funny Girl. If you don't know anything, and learn your gay history, It was
actually written for her.
I'll talk about that a little bit.
Oh,
it actually wasn't written for her. It was made harder because Julie Stein, the composer, only wanted Barbra Streisand. So Julie Stein, the composer, wrote a score because they were considering a lot of different actors. And they were considering a lot of actors who were actor-singers.
You're going to be gay after y'all listen to this.
And Julie Stein says, but I only want Barbara because I wrote a show called I Can Get It For You Wholesale, and Barbara was amazing, and I fucking love Barbra Streisand, and she's going to be this role, and I'm going to make her a fucking star with this. And he wrote it so difficult because he knew her range. And the producer's like, well, the composer's Julie Stein, and he wrote this so hard, so I guess we're going to cast Barbra Streisand. She became a star.
There you go.
And she sang the ever-loving shit out of it.
She did.
And if you haven't seen the movie of Funny Girl with Barbra Streisand and Omar Sharif, it is fantastic.
It's a great movie.
Mostly for the vocals. The plot isn't great. We're going to put a pin in that. We're going to talk about it later. So, I have a lot to say. Again, you can fast forward
2
this.
minutes.
I don't give a fuck. So, when she was cast, show queens like me went, wonder how long this is going to last. I kept waiting for the project for the plug to be pulled because there was a Lea Michele, Ryan Murphy revival in the years ago that was the poll was like. By the way, there has never been a revival of Funny Girl, and it's one of the few big Broadway musicals that has never had a revival.
Okay.
We're talking 60s, you guys, and there's never been a revival. That's weird. Here's why. You can't have a star who sings the shit out of it like Barbra Streisand because it's so immortal. Also, the book is a steaming pile of garbage. It's a bio-musical. It's what I call this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened.
Which makes a better movie than a musical.
It doesn't even make a really good movie, but it makes a better movie than it does a musical.
No, that's what I'm saying. That vehicle works better in
Yes.
film than...
Yes.
Because you can do things with camera work and make it more exciting and underscoring. It's not the same in a stage.
So, the book is trash. Take that. Know that. Harvey Fierstein wrote an updated book. I have actually, I knew someone associated with it, and I asked them for a copy of it. I read it. It is barely different than the original.
Oh, okay.
It's just a little updated.
Okay.
Because the Starks, or who are not Stark, I think it is Stark, but they are the descendants of the Bryces. They don't want to change anything in that book because that was most like Fanny Bryce.
Fanny Bryce was a real person, if you don't know.
Yes, Fanny Bryce had baby Snooks and a lot of characters.
Google it. We don't have time.
Anyway, so that's who Funny Girl is based off of.
All right.
And so the family of Fanny Bryce doesn't want them to change the book that much. So they're a lot of them are still alive, so they have to approve all of it. So this is part 2 of this story. I said...
Now I know what you felt when you were having to listen to the Aunt Peggy story.
Yes, I'm glad. So, but this is all new information. Unlike Aunt Peggy, I knew all of it. So, this is...
I already know all this because you told me this in an Uber.
On a 20-minute Uber ride, I did.
You just talked to me about it.
So, you guys, there were rumblings halfway through of when Beanie Feldstein leaves, Lea Michele's going to replace her. Those were tamped down, of course, because when Beanie Feldstein was announced, Lea Michele said nothing. And you guys, she's been like slyly auditioning for this role. That was a big plot point on Glee.
It was a huge thing
like
on Glee.
She actually was on the show of Glee.
She was
in the revival
like her
of
character
Funny
eventually
Girl.
was in the
Like,
revival.
y'all, this is like Stanley Kowalski
She
and
is-
Blanche saying, we had this date with each other from the beginning.
She literally manifested it.
Yeah. Or had a voodoo doll of Beanie Feldstein sticking her.
Yeah.
Now, but I'm saying Lea Michele was inevitable. Now, let me tell you about Lea Michele. Everyone who's worked with her has had a problem with her.
She's horrible.
She is considered to be difficult. There was a big report of
Did she
a
say
black actress.
Did she say I'd shit in your wig?
Yes, a black actress who worked with her on Glee, saying the microaggressions that I experienced working with Lea Michele were too much for me, and she didn't go. I don't think she went as far as calling her straight up racist, but the Broadway community has not said a word. Some of the TV community, like people like Yvette Nicole Brown, said no one's really said anything like Samantha Ware.
Because let's
that
be honest,
person has said.
Lea Michele was not playing a character on Glee. Lea Michele was playing herself.
That's what a lot of people have been saying.
Yeah,
but I'm really being clear here with saying there has been one actress who has worked with her on Glee who said this is racist behavior.
Okay.
A lot of other black women she worked with have either liked posts. There has been no one who fully said blah blah blah.
Didn't what's her name who died said that had a bad relationship with
Naya
her.
Rivera? Yeah, everyone did.
Yeah.
But no one straight up called her a racist.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, because one of the reasons this is tricky, you guys, is Broadway is so afraid of eating its own.
Yeah.
TV film isn't.
No. Yeah.
And so we have one person. Do I believe my racist microaggressions? Of course I do.
Yeah.
But it is very interesting that we have no one really going on the record besides this one person.
So get back to how this ties into Beanie Feldstein and the show.
Okay. So
Did we just switch bodies?
Thank you. No, this is good. So Beanie Feldstein was doing it. They were rehearsing for the show. Everyone was kind of like in the Broadway community, why haven't we heard any rehearsal footage? And everyone like me said, it's because she really can't sing the score.
Because usually on a Broadway show, even I know this, like they'll put out a thing that they're in like a rehearsal room. You see them dance. You see them do a song. It gets people excited to see the show. They put it on social media.
Finally, we heard the last 4 notes of Don't Rain on My Parade. And it was okay at best. And they put that out like 3 weeks before they opened. Now, meanwhile, they'd sold a big advance, which is the big thing you want for a Broadway show, especially a revival. You want an advance of tickets. People who don't know anything about the show or how it's going to be, you sell a couple months out. They had managed to do that. By the way, my theory about this is it's not really Beanie's fault. It's not really Lea Michele's fault. This is TLDR. It's bad producing in the worst possible way. And if you read the Daily Beast articles, everything about this that you could get your hands on, like I did, it was basically as soon as the review, everyone knew she could not sing the score because the score is too difficult. I knew she couldn't sing the score. Everyone who knows anything were like, this is a debacle. Lea Michele's going to replace her really quick. We all knew that because Lea Michele, like I said before the break, is inevitable when it comes to this role. And it doesn't matter.
I'm aging.
It does not matter how shitty she's been. Carl's wives who love Glee will pay tickets. And
That's
the
true.
only thing Broadway producers care about is the bottom line of money and
That's
recouping.
true.
And I want to say, for everyone who thinks the Broadway producers should do the right thing and not hire Lea
They
Michele,
never have.
it'd be the first time.
Yeah, they never have.
So I need everyone to stop saying this person should not be hired. And I've seen a bunch of articles about that. This is not TV and film. This is Broadway, sadly, where your bottom line, which is floundering, and your bottom line is money.
And because they don't care because Lea
bets in
Michele
the
has
seats.
a ton of fans from Glee. She's because usually...
That's why I said this was inevitable, and I had people argue with me about how she said all these things, and she's probably a racist, and she's a terrible person. And I went, all those things can be true, but she's still going to get the role because she can sing the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
So that's the naivete of the community. What's interesting, though, I'm talking about the blogger community. The Broadway community has been throw away the key. Because they don't talk shit about their own.
So she replaced her.
She's not. She will later. I should say there's another chapter to this story.
Because I heard it in the Uber, y'all. I want him to tell the whole story.
So the other thing is, so she said she was leaving Beanie Feldstein because she got bad reviews, and the reviews basically said she wasn't not so. She was funny, but she couldn't sing the score.
Yeah,
and universally. She got, there may have been 3 or 4 positive reviews, but they were all bad. The next day, of course, production said, we've got to get a new lead. And also, she got COVID for 2 weeks. She was out. Her understudy, Julie Benko, was getting, like, accolades. They're like, see it with the understudy. So they were having more ticket sales on Thursday than they were having the rest of the week. So that, and Beanie Feldstein, obviously, with the producer says, I'm not being supported here. And they're like, what do you want us to do? What can we do? And so half the producing team said, we're staying with Beanie. We're staying with her version of the show. And the others said, the show's dying. What do we do?
Because they had the advanced ticket sales,
Yeah.
but then didn't the ticket sales drop off?
60%.
Yeah.
And y'all 60% in summer for a big revival and not a new show, that's death. And they knew it. And the thing is, there were a lot of critics who said this is a fat-phobic decision because Beanie is a person of size.
Mm-hmm.
There's something to that. But more importantly, she's not right for the role. She's not right for the role because she can't sing the role. Full stop. That's where we stop.
Yeah.
You can't say, but she also could be, but anyone can be the size. Nope, full stop. She can't sing the score. Move on. That should have been the first producing decision.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so 2022 that
Yeah.
sometimes that doesn't matter, and that's the first qualification. So
They do it in movie musicals all the time of casting people who can't sing the role.
But
they're able to.
But that's one
song-
time.
Yeah.
You can't do that 8 shows a week.
Yeah.
So it was kind of.
And they're able to massage it electronically and sound.
It was
to
kind
make
of
it sound better.
like quickly under the table announced that Lea Michele might be, and it was of course the production who floated this, you guys, and of course Beanie Feldstein lost her shit that this might be true, and then as soon as that was a Gawker story came out about it, and Gawker and Beanie Feldstein says you will talk to production, you will now only communicate with me through my representatives, and that's when it got ugly. And then she said, she put an Instagram thing on of course, a notes app, said, the production has gone to a different direction. Not true. The only different direction is we don't like you and we're casting someone else. There is no different direction. The different direction is we're kicking you out. And
Because she left the show early.
She's leaving the show July 31st. And they're giving the understudy a month. And Lea Michele's coming on in, I believe, September. And Jane Lynch, who was in Glee, is leaving 2 days before, or the day before, Lea Michele's coming in.
Oh, really?
Y'all, this is pettier than petty.
Because Jane Lynch can't stand her.
Y'all, read everything you can about this. It is riveting.
And tickets for Lea Michele are already going for like $2,500.
Yeah. Through the roof.
Through the roof. So they don't care about what she said because they're making tons of money now.
Full stop.
And they'll probably run it all the way through December and make a very successful show of this.
Yes.
Which is sad.
And y'all, she's going to sing the fuck out of the score. She's never going to Tony because this is a revival, or she's a replacement. So, and they're probably never going to make a cast album, which I don't think I'd want to hear Beanie Feldstein sing anything, so I'm okay.
They might make a cast album afterwards.
Cast albums don't get, unless it goes to another theater.
We'll see.
There you go. That is Poodle's Broadway Corner.
I've aged. I don't even know where we are now. Who are we talking about?
Ari and Bini.
Oh, yeah, they're quick.
This is interesting. This was this kind of, you guys, we had one of these. She's got her composition notebook out, running wedding vows. We don't see what they are.
Maybe Ryan Murphy will make a movie of this like 10 years from now.
Oh, there needs to be a series.
That would be good. Sorry,
and it needs to be called like Broadway. Ryan Murphy's Broadway.
Yeah, Not So Funny Girl.
Yeah.
They'll think of a different name. Sorry.
It says 20 days out. It shows her in her wedding dress. We don't see, y'all, we saw none of this. 15 days.
Well, no. It says 20 days to wed, and she's writing her wedding vows. She's like, we don't really know if we're going to have a wedding or not. I feel like this
Fraudacity.
Fraudacity. Yeah,
It is.
Feels like they're going to get married. And that's when we see her wedding dress, and her hair looks terrible again, and her eyes kind of look like she's on something. It just zoned out, to be honest.
I'm sorry. Why are you on television and you're not doing anything for your look?
I don't know.
As I said before, she's one of the few people I've ever seen who can have greasy hair and dry hair at the same time.
And we're going to get there, but we're going to talk about her mom jean look later on when she came home.
Do you know how she kind of lumbers?
It does. She doesn't need to wear.
She kind of lumbers.
I like a high-waisted jeans, but she was full on wearing like mom jeans.
Yeah, it was
with this
mom
ugly
jeans.
blouse. It wasn't cute.
It almost looks like she has problems walking.
Maybe.
Doesn't it?
Kind of. She lumbers. She does lumber.
She lumbers.
It's like a Brittany walk.
She's a lumberer, y'all.
She's a lumberer.
Ari's a lumberer.
So yes, we see the wedding dress. Then they do.
I kept writing, what's happening?
15 days of wed, and that's where she's talking. Y'all, why are they the 15 days of wed? The first little like flashback they showed was her talking to Leander about him not coming to the wedding.
She sounds like Leander.
Not coming to the wedding.
Yeah.
Why would they not show us this whole scene?
I don't know.
Why would they not show us? So it may. Is there more? Is there like better stuff coming?
I don't know.
Are they just ending them? Because there's 7 people and they need more room for the shit show that is Eva Mohammed. Because it's going to get bad.
I feel like they are giving us more room for
because they're wrapping up her and they're wrapping up.
I think Emily and Kobe are going to be messy
because next week
and Eva Mohammed are going to be messy.
Next week, Kara and Guillermo are getting married.
Yeah.
They're getting married next week. We
Yeah.
saw the preview of them trying to act like Kara's not going to show up to her own wedding. Although I don't think I saw balloons at that wedding. I would be offended.
So I think there has to be 3 more main episodes then. Because I think we're going to need that much. So we're going to need...
We think there should be 3.
Yeah.
Or they're going to have a 3-part tell-all.
It's either 3 more episodes with a 2-part tell-all or 2 more episodes with a 3-part tell-all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Hey comes out 28th. Unless for some weird reason, 90 Day Fiancé will take off 2 weeks a year. But I don't think they would take off in August.
No.
I don't think they're going to take off again until probably December or Thanksgiving weekend.
What did you think? Anyway, she's trying on her dress. The dress isn't bad. You know, you guys, I always say, if you're a woman with tattoos, make your tattoos kind of correlate with your dress. It just looks better that way, I think.
Yeah.
And these don't really.
No,
but
they
I
don't.
think she looks okay. Does she look kind of like a dog on its hind legs wearing a wedding dress?
Yes.
Because, and I'm not saying she looks like a dog. I'm saying she looks out of place.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like dogs playing poker.
I agree.
Yeah.
And
even she's like, I don't think I would wear a wedding dress.
it really is sad that they become less interesting. I have to say that Bunny Girl story is more interesting than their storyline now.
I know. Yo, that Bunny Girl has been riveting.
Whereas they're just kind of petered out because they did the 15 days of wed. Then Leander says, no, I can't come.
Yep.
Then they cut to 11 days to wed. They're looking at the venue, and Ari's like, we're going through the motions of planning a wedding, but I'm not sure. And then they cut flat. Y'all, this all happens just bam, bam, bam.
Huppah.
Then 7 days to wed.
It's her grandmother's scarf and Bini's scarf from Ethiopia.
Yes, that's a huppah.
And then, y'all, all these would have been episodes. That's why I can't figure out. It's either they had an embarrassment of riches, or that means the next couple of episodes could be 90 Day Gold.
We don't see next week them getting.
We do not see
saw
that.
Nothing of them. So I have a feeling they're not even going to be on next week.
Probably not.
I think they're going to wrap up Kara and Guillermo next week.
Yep.
Take off of Ari and Bini next week. So then that'll make sure they have 6 and 6.
So I think we might have 3 full episodes left.
That's
to
the
go.
only reason.
So we'll have 15, 16, 17, 2 tell-alls.
Yeah, they do it that. And then
That's what I'm thinking.
7 days to wed. I have to say, it's really sweet that Bini is making pants for Avi.
Who knew Bini sewed?
It's really sweet. It's
And
really,
I'm not talking
really
about Beanie Feldstein.
No, we're talking about Biniam.
I don't think Beanie Feldstein can sew.
We don't know,
Who
but
knows? She maybe can.
maybe your wife can. Did she get married?
She did.
Yeah. So, Beanie soon, and Avi's coming up there and putting on. God, that baby is cute.
Avi's such a cute baby.
And so, but he said, "I'm not sure the wedding is happening. We're still discussing." And the producer, stop, Beanie. The line is, "I'm not sure this is still happening. Can you say we're still fighting?" Oh, yes.
And then there's this weird thing at the end that it says basically which 90 Day usually doesn't do. They kind of get together and Avi pushes them together.
Well, no. You way fast forward.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Ari
to.
walks up in her mom jeans.
Yeah.
And that's
She
what
lumbers.
she's saying. She's like, I feel defeated. Since we moved, we haven't made much progress in our relationship. She said, I thought when Bini moved here, he would see what Americans like and he would understand me better. Y'all, it's all these weird generalities, and it's nothing specific because they don't have real problems.
And
I mean, they do, and that neither of them really wants to work a real job, and they want Ari's parents to support them. But that's not a good enough plot line of 90 Day Fiancé.
You know what it is? I think their problems have been dwarfed this season by Emily and Kobe, Bilal and Shaeeda, even Muhammad.
Yeah, it's just they're
maybe Thais and Patrick.
Y'all,
everybody else is fine.
They're
y'all.
already together. They're gonna probably end up having another baby down the
they will.
line. And so that's where she it felt like a 22-minute sitcom ending of she sits down and she's like, and then I looked at Billy,
You bring back my smile.
and then you bring back my smile, and the producer said, Avi, make mommy and daddy kiss, and he puts their head together. My heart melted when he did that, even though her hair still looked terrible. and she was wearing that horrible outfit, but I thought it was cute.
I will say, y'all, the people who like her, you have to work really hard.
You have to work really, really hard.
It's so easy to dislike her.
It is.
Shall we talk about
gibberish?
We're going to skip Carrie and Guillermo and do them last, but let's talk about gibberish. Jibri and Miona.
Again, this has been a hot mess. Yet there are 15 days to the wedding. Eva Muhammad,
43. Now, what do you think about the parents? This may be completely controversial. When the parent says, let's talk about when we've been talking about wanting to move out and when that would be. And for a minute, I was like, that's heartless. And then I heard them say, we've been trying to talk about, you said you want to stay with us for a few months. And Jibri is so avoidant, he's reluctant to even talk about it.
And then they said, and Jibri said, well, but you said I would move out at the end of the year. That's still a month away. And they go, that's a month away. And that's when I went,
wait.
Oh.
I know, me too. Me too. I went, oh my God, could y'all have been the adults the whole time?
So Mahala is super passive aggressive, and I still
terrible.
And Brian is too.
But they're reasonable.
We forgot Jibri
is 15
a
years
fucking
old.
child and really is 15 years old. She's vacuuming again.
She's vacuuming.
Y'all can't hear it though. But yes, I had that moment.
I know.
I
went. Okay. I want to know if you had that too.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
These are the actually. And you know what?
You both are exhausted.
There are 4 people in the room, 3 of whom are adults.
3 of even Miona is kind of like, she didn't say this, but you could tell that she's like,
we need to leave.
This is what I always wanted to happen, and she realized.
And then she's like, but I feel bad for Jibri, for man baby Jibri, that his parents he's feeling unsupported by his parents.
Yeah,
even his reaction is, so you want me out, huh? And
they're like, no, not right now. What are your plans for a month? And he's like, well, if you just want me out, you want me out. We're leaving tonight.
And that's when I went, holy fuck. This is how they've had to handle him his entire life. They've had to give him, they've had to tell him the whole time. So Jibri,
but Mahala,
we need to think about this.
But I think Mahala's enabled this.
I agree.
She babies him and spoils him and tells him.
Brian's been tough. Brian's been heavy. Brian's been bad cop.
Yeah. And she tells him no, all this, and she makes him feel like he's so special and unique and all this.
I totally agree.
But it is their fucking pattern.
That's when I went, y'all, we've hated on them all season long, and we've thought as Jibri is the victim of all this. No, he's the problem.
He's the problem. I think he and his mother's relationship is the problem.
I agree.
Because you're right. She makes her husband be the bad guy for the
every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Because she would never be direct to her baby.
No. So, y'all.
So, I want to say, Brian said, it was so passive aggressive. It's like, so, are you getting somewhere with the wedding? Jibri's like, well,
when
we're still
is it?
Thinking.
And he's like,
well, are you getting.
Where is it?
Some when the wedding? Like, and Jibri's like, we're still waiting.
Oh, I was loving every minute of it.
And he's like, yeah, we're still figuring out the somewhere and the some when. And Brian said, yeah, so that's what we're trying to figure out. And Jibri's like, we need more time. And he's like, this is bullshit. And then he says to his parents, you both aren't being supportive. You guys, I will say, you can't tell a parent they're not being as supportive
when you're living with them.
When they're supporting you. Like, like with money, they're actually feeding him.
He's looking so foolish right now. And I don't think he's
going to look more foolish next week when he moves out wearing matching pink coats with his girlfriend. That's when he's going to look the most foolish.
I don't know why they think it's cute.
When I saw next week on Night, and they're moving out in their fucking pink parkas, I went ah!
I don't, and they're moving out like at night because it's that.
Because they're going to leave
same
tonight.
Night. Yeah,
He's going to say, "You want me out? We're leaving
Y'all.
tonight. He's going to call Space Cash and says, bring the spaceship. I need a place to stay.
And y'all, this is something a 12-year-old does.
Oh, this is like when you're 8 and your
You know
parents
what?
make you angry.
This is what I told my mom when I was
God.
like 4. I said, I'm not doing anything you say anymore. I'm going to go live with Aunt Jane. And I went all the way out to I took my bag, y'all, and I said, I am running away.
And you pranced?
I took my bag out and I walked all the way out to the driveway, way out because our driveway was very long. And then there was some dogs across the street that scared me. And I went back and I told my mother, I don't want to live with Aunt Jane. I love you. And my mother still tells that
And your
story.
mother looked at you and said, or called your dad and said, Jaybird's a faggot.
Y'all, the most dramatic thing you can do as a child is pack a bag and run away.
And run away. And that's what Jibri is
and
doing.
I did it at like age 5.
I don't think I ever did.
Oh, I tried to do it several times.
I bet. Maybe that threat a lot.
I threatened to run away a lot. Mostly because I love a good storm out.
You do. You do love a good storm out.
I did say I was going to live with Aunt Jane.
And see, this one,
And that was the worst of it.
most people would say, I'm moving out and I'm going to figure it out on my, or they say, I'm leaving and you're going to go stay with your best friend. Your gay son wants to go live with his aunt who has pretty lipstick.
Yes.
Because I bet Aunt Jane had pretty makeup.
She did.
Or, yeah, maybe she does. I don't know now. Anyway. So
That's all I've got.
Yeah, Mahala even says, like, this isn't personal, Jibri. We've said over and over you need to make plans.
And weirdly, I think they are finally. It's like
Jibri, this is a slap in the face.
Every single time they're like, we have to set a boundary and we have to stay with it. It's the only way he will ever budge.
They say to the camera, that's the way you have to set very clear boundaries with Jibri.
And you're right. The mom enables, and Brian is the only one who is the heavy.
Because Jibri says, maybe you guys could help. He looks at him and says, maybe you guys could help us figure it out. And Brian says, you're 28. It's your wedding.
Yo,
you're
grown.
an adult.
You're grown at 28.
You grown. Anyway,
You're grown. Shall we talk about Karen Guillermo?
Let's.
And Baby G.
Okay. Next week when we see him in his suit,
that
he looks
denim,
so hot.
Okay, I gotta
it's
say,
the perfect summer wedding, like casual. They're gonna have a beautiful night,
and she's gonna look
wedding.
gorgeous.
They're gonna have a fucking. It's gonna be like fucking Evelyn and David's wedding.
I'm saying this now,
but with people we like more.
People have been shitting on her. I guarantee you, if she stays in this 90-day universe, if she's on Pillow Talk or they're on Happily Ever After, people are going to wind up liking her.
I like her now. I know some people can't, but I like her now.
I find her annoying on the show, but I know what we're doing. I know what the show is doing. So I do need to play this excerpt because it's all that I hear when
he calls it. Guillermo calls his mother Roxana.
But here is everything I can hear when I think of Kara.
By the Sailorman.
She does keep saying, I am what I am.
I am what I am.
I am what I am.
And I'm a lot. I'm a lot.
Y'all, I'll be honest. I would be if we were at a frat party and Kara was there, I would talk to her for 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm gonna go talk a straight guy out of his pants. You would sit and talk to Kara all night long and you'd be best friends with her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I would have seduced a straight brat guy.
Well, I also would have wingman her and got her laid.
Yes.
And she would have wingman me with the gay guy. Like she's that type.
No, she wouldn't.
Oh, I think she's with her other gay best friend.
Maybe.
She would do that. She would do that. I think.
So yeah, let's talk about.
So Guillermo talks to his mother.
1 day left.
The wisest woman in their whole.
Oh my God,
line.
she's amazing.
I love Roxana.
Roxana.
First of all, her lips. She came ready for this interview. I'm sure Kara coached her on her makeup.
And she said, "Place the camera. Are you going to place the camera exactly where we can see it?" And so this is the thing, you guys. Both of them have supportive systems.
See it like where they can see the wedding. Yeah.
And she's like, Yeah, Mom, I had a haircut the other day, and this really smart woman named Kizzy told me that we needed to fix all our problems before we get married. And Mom says...
She's really vacuuming
it's
loud
so
now.
loud. And
So
Mom
loud.
says, look, in marriage, there will be always things you need to fix. You can't fix everything before you get
she
married.
even says...
And that is such a 90-day thing.
But she said an even better thing, which I thought... And guess what? Right now you have older things, but then there will
There's
be
gonna be
new
new
things.
things.
There's always going to be a new thing you're going to have to fix.
She was wise.
That's what a marriage is, son. And he said, well, she was upset that I brought it out 2 days before the wedding. He said, well, Roxana said, doubts are normal.
Yeah.
But since you have met Kara, she is a happy spirit. She is a free will thinking woman.
Yeah.
She has shown you who she is.
And you need to let her be.
You need to let her be.
And let her. She's a grown woman.
And she needs to let you be.
Yeah.
I went.
And honestly, again,
Holy
you guys,
shit.
I've said this at all the live shows when we check in on them. They have no problems. They have.
No.
They're mining everything they can get here. Y'all, everyone has. Y'all, Kara. We all have Kara and Guillermo problems.
Yeah, we do.
We do not all have Bilal and Shaeeda problems.
No.
We do not all have Kobe and Emily problems.
Well, some people keep getting pregnant. It's happened.
But rarely is someone as insidious as
Amanda
Emily.
Henderson got pregnant 3 times in high school, all different guys.
What?
Yeah, her freshman year, and then her junior year, and then at the end of the year, she's pregnant at graduation. She finished high school, though.
But why did she have that taken care of?
Well, she just had a lot of kids.
No, I'm saying you didn't need to have 3 kids in high school.
Well, it was Oklahoma. You couldn't send them away. You know, you got to keep them. They were very religious. So
maybe you get on birth control or use condoms.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, I don't know if she got the message. She was still able to. She showed she showed cows pregnant in at 4-H.
I understand that's
I think she won a blue ribbon.
I
even.
understand that's a win for some people.
'Cause I remember it hanging on the hallway in high school of her like 8.
We have to move on.
Her like 8 months pregnant, standing by a cow with a blue ribbon, and I went. Even then, I looked at that. I said, "That's something to look at."
Sorry,
She's still out vacuuming. All right. Anyway,
y'all, my upstairs neighbor's so fucking OCD.
I could tell that story. You just went on a 25-minute Beanie Bernstein rant.
Feldstein.
Whatever.
So, y'all, the next thing you need to know is Kara is still worried about how he feels about.
Well, Guillermo apologizes to
and
her.
honestly, it was shitty.
It was shitty of him to do that.
To unload on her and saying, "I'm not even sure I want to marry you," and y'all. We rarely see Kara kind of taken aback.
I think she was very justified in her reaction.
Me too. And he apologizes. He's like, I didn't mean to make you feel insecure. And she's like, yeah, maybe not question our entire relationship 2 days before the wedding. Fair.
Very
totally fair. And because of what your hairstylist said.
But do you see how
your spiritual advisor Kizzy,
he looks at her and he says, He calls her mama or mommy, or he's like, mommy. And he looks at her like a fucking movie star because he's gorgeous and he has that star. Did you see
he
how
does
he looked
have
at
star
her?
quality.
And then he said, I'm going to show up.
Yeah.
And I kind of melted in my butthole. It was swoon worthy.
Both of them are stars. And that's why out of this entire season, you guys... they are stars.
Oh yeah,
and their producer is like, I have lightning in a bottle.
It's lightning in a bottle with them.
Yeah, and they look good together. They look different. They're not a boring couple.
No,
they're both funny.
He's
everything
very
you could want.
concerned with how he looks, so he's stylish.
I promise you, it's the new Libby and Andre.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. So
I called it first episode.
I think we both did, but that's okay.
Gary, roll that tape. Anyway,
Speaking of, we had a great Gary in Denver.
we did.
One Gary actually refused to run
One Gary,
tracks,
and then-
I lost my fucking mind.
And then someone with the Christian name of Christian did it for us.
Yes.
So, yes. So
we're gonna have a bachelorette party.
I like that she's doing this like pajama party
Yeah.
at her house, like because probably Guillermo would be way more triggered if she went out with her friends.
It is like thinking about him.
She didn't say that, but I think she is though.
And he said,
Because also
careful
he's gonna
about
be-
the alcohol.
He's going to be alone.
And he
Like, if
doesn't
she
want
went
her.
out.
Well, he's got Chiquita, the dog. Or
But
Chiqui.
him just talking to Chiquita, God, he was just so hot laying on the bed.
in a way, that is riveting because he knows what to do in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Muhammad talking to Chiquita?
Are you hungry? Don't worry, you will get
And
it done.
y'all, guess who shows up? All her friends and one friend named Brogan, who is female, which is
Brogan.
a very unfortunate
I'm
female
sorry,
name.
I said this before the show started.
You
If
did.
your name is Brogan, your mom was a slut. Just saying that now.
That's an unfortunate name.
It's a bad name.
It sounds like a porn name.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Brogan Banks, related to Boomer.
Yes. Wow. That's a porn star.
It is a porn star.
I met him once.
Oh my God, you met Boomer Banks? He has a
Yes.
huge dick.
He's a huge dick.
Did you meet him at the bookstore?
Maybe.
One of my favorite porn stars currently goes to our acupuncturist because I follow him on Twitter, and he said, I'm looking for an acupuncturist, and I said, go to Antonio, and now he goes to him.
Who is it?
The Chirac. Or Chirac, whatever his name is.
Wait, you actually talked to your porn star about their medical
I retweeted.
needs?
He said he needed an acupuncturist, and I said, go to this person. And now he goes. Because he posted on Instagram, our acupuncturist posted a picture, and I went, that's Chirac. And
He
said,
kind
"Yeah."
of fucks like a jackhammer. I'm not into that.
Oh no, I just say his name like Chicken Jenny. Chirac! Chirac!
We need to move on from gay porn because it makes a lot of people uncomfortable, namely me. So
Wait.
y'all,
How was Boomer Banks when he talked to you?
it's hot. Yeah. No, I met him at like some kind of gay club function.
Oh God.
Yeah, and he came and talked to me. I'm like white and his type though.
Did you sleep with him?
No, I did not.
Why not? You're on prep.
He is extremely like easy to talk to, and he's got good words and everything. It's got good banter. It's got good banter.
Got good words. Oh
Yeah.
Lord, God, you're so easy to
I know.
swoon if they're hot.
Yeah, it's a problem. So y'all, it's a pajama party, and everyone's got a bottle. Gay mustache Tim shows up because of
He does.
course it ain't a party. It ain't a bachelorette party without your gay friend with a mustache.
It's not. I've been that gay friend many a time without a mustache.
And I like it when she's like, who thought I would not get married? And who thought I would get married? And
Raise your head.
And she's like, eh.
Everyone's silent. And so she kind of says, like, but you guys, he was questioning the relationship. And I will say her friends didn't really go, they didn't do what Eve's squad does.
No.
And go, oh my God, he's terrible for you.
I do want to say the friends are okay with her getting married, but one part of them doesn't want her to get married because she's the messy friend.
She is a messy friend.
And like Eve, she's the friend that they talk about and say, "Oh my God, Kara got so wasted."
But in a good, I don't think
fun way.
Because I
In
think
a
Kara,
fun way.
I think Kara gets the party started.
She does.
She's that. They're like, oh my God, when Kara danced on that table, and then we met those. That's Kara.
So y'all, a part of them doesn't.
God,
want her to
I
get
would
married.
love her in college.
A part
You're
of
right.
them doesn't. She's like, I'm a handful. I'm like crazy. I can barely handle myself.
She's like, I get
and I'm
it.
like, I don't want to be near you.
Oh,
I know
love her. I
you
do
would be
love her.
okay with her.
And Brogan, her mom might have been a slut, but Brogan's pretty smart because Brogan said, "Look, I didn't even realize this, and we've watched this whole season." She said, "He's questioning things because." He's looking for security.
Amen.
So when you go out and party, he's worried, am I going to be safe? He's lost so much. He wants to gain something so great, and he's
Kara
fearful
was
of
like-
losing you.
And then the gay
And
guy
everybody went,
The gay guy was like, "You better get married because I took off work already. I cannot do another shift at Joseph A. Banks.
Joseph A. Banks. Probably,
Yeah, that's a retail queen.
Yeah.
That's two things. That queen with the mustache is two things. She's a retail queen. Actually, three things.
She could be
Retail
a
queen,
waiter queen.
a real estate queen, or she's a server queen.
I don't think a real estate queen. I think a server or a retail queen.
No doubt.
And we know because we've been both of those things.
I've done all those things. That's the show.
That's the show, everybody. We're officially going to be on vacation soon. So don't tweet us. Don't message us. You know what? I'm going to end the show with, instead of...
Oh, God.
We normally say there's all these lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places. And if you're a lonely heart, call us. Don't call us.
Don't call us.
We're going on vacation.
And we'll see y'all next week, and we'll be all refreshed. Maybe not. Hopefully, I'll have that freshly fucked look.
Hopefully, you'll get dick down in Cancun or wherever you're
Dick
going.
down in there, there's a rail down in Raleigh.
All right, everybody. Enjoy your week. We'll see you in a week. And
The flip side.
yes. Say bye. I don't know how to end it.
That's weird. Fuck off. Look at my bruise.
Bye, y'all.